Back at it again, and today we got some Trump ads, which I'm sure you saw in the title. But before we get into that, I want to show y'all this clip. I know it doesn't really have anything to do with Trump ads, but I was just so shocked by it that she said it out loud. I was like, I gotta show y'all. And I'll probably make this into a YouTube short as well, but this is just insanity. We cannot let this woman win. I mean, we gotta vote Trump in because this is just unacceptable. Unacceptable. Listen to what Kamala had to say. Check out this video clip. I mean, this is wild.
And will put the Department of Justice of the United States back in the business of justice. We will double the Civil Rights Division and direct law enforcement to counter this extremism. We will hold social media platforms accountable for the hate infiltrating their platforms because they have a responsibility to help fight against this threat to our democracy. And if you profit off of hate, if you act as a megaphone for misinformation or cyber warfare, if you don't police your platforms, we are going to hold you accountable as a community.
Yeah. You just heard her say that she's going to ban freedom of speech. Now, I know she would try to say, well, no, it's just misinformation. Well, that's by definition freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is easy when you agree with it. But it's also freedom of speech when you don't agree with it as well. And for me, if it's misinformation, well, then just release the right information. It's that simple. Why are you concerned? Why are you so concerned with shutting people up? You know, to me, that sounds like a dictator. But they always accuse Trump of wanting to be the dictator. Because, and this is the thing, that misinformation will very quickly turn into whatever I disagree with. And we already saw them try to do that with the disinformation board or whatever. You remember they tried to start some group. This was probably, what, a year and a half, 2 years ago? 2 years ago, maybe 3. It's been a little while. Probably not that long. Probably 2 years ago. And they had to shut it down. But yeah, that's just the code for if I disagree with what you have to say, then you're not allowed to say it. And once that happens, ladies and gentlemen, we're cooked. We are cooked. But I wanted to show y'all that before we hopped into the rest of these videos. I just was like, my jaw dropped when I heard her say that. I mean, that is just absolute insanity. So with that being said, I've got 3 videos for y'all, so it's going to go by pretty quickly. As always, let me know which one is your favorite out of the 3 and why. But I'll shut up now. Let's dive in.
Everyday expenses have skyrocketed by double digits since Biden and Harris both took office.
Since then, the burden of record high inflation has continued to push the limits for people across the country.
The number of Americans living paycheck to paycheck jumped to 61%.
Our domestic policy, economic policy, immigration policy, foreign policy, energy policy, law and order, all of it is downright dangerous.
Americans are hurting. But we have to go forward now. The country needs a win in this.
And there's only one person who can make that vision a reality. Donald J. Trump!
I will fight for you with every breath in my body.
This is the most resilient human being I've ever met.
We will defend America against all threats and protect America against all dangers.
He brought manufacturing back to America. Small businesses flourished. He did what he promised. He put America first.
You had a prosperity under Trump. People's incomes were going up.
Not only did he keep his promise, but the results are there to show.
We will never give in. We will never give up. And we will never stop fighting for our country, our flag, and our freedom.
There is no bulldozer strong enough to remove the legacy that he has built.
I will never stop fighting for you.
I gotta admit, that was a good one to start it off with. That was incredible. I like that. Let's hop into this second one, which isn't as long. How long was that first one? 1:30. Yeah, that did seem a bit longer. These next two are just a touch over a minute. They aren't quite as long as that first one, but man, that first one was good. I gotta admit. Okay, it's a little longer than I would have liked, but it's a phenomenal video. I must admit that. I do also believe that all three of these are campaign official. So yeah, we're in the thick of it, guys. We got official ads, all right, not just fan made or a Dilly Meme team or some super PAC, right? These are Trump campaign official. I believe all three of them. Obviously, you saw that first one was there at the end, but let's jump into the second one. Check it out.
We all know costs are too high. She'll make groceries more affordable by cracking down on price gouging.
We've seen this kind of thing tried in lots of other countries before. Venezuela, Argentina, the Soviet Union, etc. It leads to shortages. It leads to black markets.
What we're talking about is a war on capitalism.
As a grocery store owner, we work on such low margins. It's going to affect us totally. I mean, it won't work for us.
Their groceries were less expensive when Donald Trump was president.
We've seen prices go up some 20% since Harris and Biden took office. Consumers are frustrated.
Most all prices are up.
Groceries that used to cost me $200 a couple years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I mean, I'm spending $500 at the grocery store right now.
It's really bad.
We know that a majority of voters feel like there's a tightening on their pocketbook, think it's going to get worse under Harris.
I don't know, y'all. That was pretty good, too. I gotta admit it. Oh, man. This is gonna be tough. Let's jump into this third one. Check it out.
It is our undocumented immigrants that are the least likely to commit a crime.
Police report as many as 75% of the people they've arrested in Midtown Manhattan for assault, robbery, and domestic violence are illegal migrants.
Police have tracked down a killer whose crimes span the country. Rachel Marin was dragged from a hiking trail in Maryland where she was raped and murdered.
Police say Brandon Ortiz Vite used a handgun he bought illegally to shoot Ruby Garcia multiple times on Friday.
The prime suspect charged in Laken Riley's murder was 26-year-old Jose Antonio Ibarra. He illegally entered the United States back in 2022.
A Texas grand jury indicted Rafael Govea Romero. He's accused of attacking 16-year-old Lisbeth Medina by repeatedly hitting her head and stabbing her.
So let's get our notions together about what we're talking about.
Man, rest in peace to all of those lives lost. I like all three. I mean, I think they're all great in their own way. My goodness, man, geez. I guess if I absolutely had to pick one, I'd probably go with the first one, maybe. I don't know. Those are close. Those are real close in my humble opinion. I feel like you could go any way with that. You could go with the first one being the best one, the second one being the best one, or the third one. So yeah, if I had to pick one, I'd go with the first one, personally, I guess. But I could go with the second or the third. Those are fantastic. Whoever's in charge of that for Uncle Trump, you deserve a raise. You deserve a fat check, okay? A big check. Because my goodness, all of those were campaign official too. So yeah. Whoever is in charge of that for Trump's team, mwah, chef's kiss. Beautiful. Magnificent. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. But as always, y'all let me know which one is your favorite. Stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.